is here. Uh, hello, hi, Ibrahim. Okay, we still have a lot of people joining. We don't want to start without you guys, so let's just wait one more minute to make sure everyone is joined. Today we have a very special session. We have an amazing Rise winner from Turkey. Elif has joined us today, and she's going to be telling us about her experience with the Rise program. We're super excited to learn more about your experience, Elif. But before we go into that, we're going to do a quick presentation about Rise just to introduce everyone to Rise in case they don't have the full details yet. And then we're going to go into your experience, and then we're going to go into discussing knowing your passion from a young age. So how does someone determine their passion in life from a young age? Okay, so I started sharing my screen. I hope everyone can see. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Hinda El Haider. I am the Program Associate for Entrepreneurship and Professional Development at Amadis. And we are joined today by Elif Yilmaz. She is a Rise Year 2 winner from Turkey. Elif and I are going to be discussing identifying your passion from a young age and why that's important. But before we do that, we are going to quickly talk about Rise. So what is Rise? In 2019, Schmidt Futures co-founders, Eric and Wendy Schmidt, they made a $1 billion philanthropic commitment to identify and support global talent. And this is basically what Rise does. They are finding talent around the world and they are supporting them for life. The philosophy of Rise is that we recognize that brilliance is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. And Rise is on a mission to address this problem. The purpose of Rise is to find brilliant people who need opportunity and supports them for life as they work to serve others. What does Rise offer? So Rise is a very, very unique program in a way that the application is not the traditional application you guys know for scholarship programs, but also the benefits are not the classic benefits that you guys know. So anyone that applies, all of you guys, once you apply to Rise, you start your application process, you automatically join a global community and you can participate in the Rise Discord, where you get to meet a lot of people from around the world. You get to meet Rise partners, you get access to free online resources, events, and you get access to a lot of different things, okay? And you get to hear more about opportunities from Rise partners. So this is just by joining. So just by applying, you will get access to this community of people, okay? Now, from everyone that applies, 500 finalists are selected. These 500 finalists will get to participate in educational and leadership courses. They will gain access to additional funding opportunities to experiment with their ideas to solve the challenges in their community. And they will receive many other benefits, such as the Duolingo English test. So they will receive a waiver for the Duolingo English test, okay? From the 500 finalists, 100 global winners are selected each year. Each global winner will receive benefits for life. They will receive a needs-based college scholarship. So any university that they're applying to, they will receive a scholarship for it, of course, if they are accepted. An invitation to a fully funded residential summit, which we're gonna show you in a bit. They may also get graduate scholarships and funding to start their social enterprise. They will get access to specialized programs, courses, and fellowship opportunities. They will have a mentor to guide them career-wise and education-wise, and they will have access to technology packages. So any technological items that they need in order to succeed, they will receive from Rise. So as you can see, Rise is a very unique program in the way it's not providing just a scholarship. It will cover everything the person needs to succeed, from work, from funding, from university education, from technology, so anything that the person might need to succeed. The Rise Residential Summit. So every year, the RISE winners will get together in a fully funded 3-week residential summit. Every year, it's held in a different location. In August 2022, the first RISE winners came to Cape Town, and they spent time together where they did many different kinds of activities. Okay, how do I apply to RISE? Now, this is the biggest question that we get. So first, you get started. You can scan this barcode right here, or you can go to amidis.org/RISE, okay? So I'm gonna put this link later on in the chat, but for now, you can scan this barcode, or you can go to amidis.org/RISE. So once you go into this link and you start your application process, you fill out your information, so your email, your age, a bunch of details about you, and then you start your project, right? You get to select 2 routes. Either you're presenting your project through videos or you're presenting it through text. But once you choose one, you can't change it. So it's very important to see your project, what's the best way to present your project. And your project is something that serves the community, okay? It's something you're passionate about and it serves the community. So start thinking about that as you're applying to RISE. Okay, after you complete your project, you tell RISE a little bit more about yourself, and then you complete peer reviews. So for your projects, someone else, other people from applying to RISE will peer review them. So they will review them, they will watch your videos or read your essays and review them according to a scale from RISE. And you will also be reviewing your peers' projects, right? So everyone needs to review at least 3 other projects, and then you'll play some quizzes, some different games, just to showcase your abilities a little bit more in RISE. Okay, after you apply, the deadline is January 25 to finish the application. So you guys still have some time, but you should start right away if you're planning on applying. 500 finalists will advance to the finalist day. These 500 finalists will be selected in June. And then the global winners, the 100 global winners, will be selected by the end of the year. Now, some very quick examples of RISE projects. We have Ola Sabir. Ola is from Egypt. She developed an app that integrates artificial intelligence and psychology to boost confidence and self-awareness. We also have from the United States, Aiden. Aiden developed a website that utilizes educational psychology practices to help students in areas with teacher shortages to improve their English. So you see, the project can be really anything that you're passionate about. So whatever your talent is, see how you can use this talent, this passion, and turn it into a project that helps your community, that helps the people around you, okay? So this is how to start thinking a little bit about your project, okay? And today we are joined by Elif. Elif is a Turkish mental health advocate and also a computer science enthusiast. She devotes her time to mental health advocacy and community service. For her RISE project, she founded the Broken Hearts movement, which she's gonna tell us about in just a second. She provided free seminars to minority groups about the significance of mental health, launched an NFT collection to collect donations, and coded a website with stress relief games. Elif aspires to be the creator of the first eco-friendly blockchain system and to take her movement global. Elif, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really want to know a little bit more about your project and your experience in general with RISE.
So I think with RISE, it's really important to define your community and help them. It's not about only identifying the problem. It's about solving the problem, or like taking little steps to solve it. So for me, my problem was the mental health education gap between minorities, and I really wanted to do something about it. So I started Broken Hearts Movement. I gave more than right now 200 seminars to minorities. I decided to found this to make minorities meet with psychologists. So I decided to make an NFT collection. With the NFT collection, I raised some funds, and with funds, I provided mental health support to minorities. Also, I have a website about it. If you want to check it out, brokenheartmovements.com.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Elif. Actually, we would love to check out your website. If you want to drop it in the chat, that would be great.
Yeah, I would love to. I will in a minute.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much, Elif. You are so inspirational, and it's not always easy to find what you're passionate about from such a young age. So this is actually our main topic for today, is we want to know how you found what you're passionate about at such a young age and how you turned that into something that can serve the community. Just briefly, guys, you should know that we have several other webinars coming up. So these are the different topics of webinars coming up. If you're interested in anything, please contact us at Amethyst. We'll share the details with you. So each of these topics are presented by different Amethyst countries. And this is the second webinar by Amethyst Lebanon. Now, finding your passion at a young age. How does a young person find what they're passionate about, right? You have to start by knowing yourself. You need to know who you are as a person and what your values are. What do you believe in? What do you think is right and what you're willing to stand for? And then you make a list. You make a list of all the things that you are good at, that you like to do. From these things, you find your strength. So, okay, I like to do a lot of things, but I'm particularly good at this one thing, or I have the resources to actually do this thing. So now you have something that fits in your values, that you're passionate about, that you like to do, and that also fits within your strength, okay? It fits your values, so it can serve your community, it can fix a problem around you, you're passionate about it, so you enjoy it, and you have the ability to do it. And then once you decide what this thing is, you'll jump into practice. So let's start by knowing yourself. Knowing yourself is a very big term, because we get to know ourselves, we get to learn more about ourselves every single day. So this is an ongoing process, but you have to start somewhere, like thinking about who am I, what do I actually like to do, what do I enjoy doing. Just learning more a little bit about yourself will help you identify your values. And values is what I really wanted to talk to you, Elif, about. Like, how did you manage to identify your values? How did you pick this one topic, which is mental health, to make it your main focus?
I think it really depends on the person. As you said, knowing who you are is a really important step to take. And we're only like, when you're applying to RISE, you're between the ages of 15 and 17. It's a really young age to know who you are. But I think, first of all, knowing yourself really helps to identify your values, helps what you care for, what is your main values, what you face, what people can face. It's like kind of, identifying your values is kind of a hard process, especially focused on something niche is a complicated process, but we can make it easier by the steps that you're telling us, like asking yourself these questions, and writing down really helps. Yeah.
Amazing. So we can say that for you, your value was, for example, the importance of protecting the importance of every person's right to have access to mental health, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So then let's say you made a list of things you're good at. You're good at a lot of things. You're good at programming, you're good at presenting, you're good at a lot of things, right? And maybe you managed to utilize several of them to actually support your project, not one of them. But maybe there were some things that you wanted to do, but you couldn't because you didn't have the resources, for example, or they didn't fit into your strength, even though you really like to do them. But that's not always enough. You also have to have the resources, and you need to be strong at what you're doing. You need to practice it. Can you give us any example about some things that where you found your strength in doing something specific?
Yeah, so I'm really interested in mental health. So I was reading a lot of researches. That was definitely my strongest area of interest. Also, coding my website, I hated coding. Like, it was so hard for me, such a challenge. I took like 3 weeks of coding courses just to code my website. And it was something that I don't like. So what I believe in is that if you have a mission, like if you are really passionate about something, you should also be open to do the things that you don't like, because you never know the outcome. So I think listing things is very important. Going by your strengths is very important. But what is really important at Rise Challenge is that also doing things that you don't really love or like you don't really like, but you might love them or like them, like me after like taking those hard steps. Now I code regularly, and I think that's what like Rise really taught me to do, doing something, sometimes doing some things that you don't really enjoy, but love the outcome of.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're not always gonna find everything to be perfect for us and just set up for us to go. Sometimes we're gonna have to, we might be good at something, or maybe if it's not our strength, we're gonna actually have to work hard to make it our strength because it's essential for our project.
Definitely. Mhm.
Exactly, exactly. Now, after knowing your strength, we go to jumping into practice. So we know our values, okay? We know several things that we like to do to support these values or to support what we believe in. And we know where our strength lies. We combine them to jump into practice. So we come up with an idea like Elif did. So after you identified what your values are, you found where are your strong points, and you picked a project that fits in your values and plays to your strength, you decided to launch Broken Hearts.
Yes. Definitely. So the thing is that jumping into practice is really important because the more you procrastinate, the more you're losing the time, the energy. So writing down is like an amazing thing. Write down all of the steps, all of the things you want to accomplish in order. Don't go like hard on yourself, and make reasonable goals, not the ones that are like impossible. Not I don't like the word impossible, but like really hard to do. Take baby steps first, and then start walking, I would say.
Exactly, exactly, Elif. So what it's just to rephrase what you were saying, it's about kind of breaking down the steps that you need to do to reach your goal. So when you look at your projects, maybe you guys have amazing projects in mind. You're like, well, this is going to take a lot of work. It's a huge project. But maybe if you break it down into steps and then you break down each steps into things that you need to do and set maybe a specific timeline for yourself for each step, it's gonna look so much clearer. So jump into practice, but also have a plan to go on in order to get this project completed. And it's okay if you change your mind. It's okay if you change your passion. You might like many, many different things. You might change your mind about what you're passionate about later on in life, and that's okay. I've heard a study recently that millennials are changing careers on an average 3 times in their lifetime. So they're changing their career path. So it's normal to be passionate about different things, but you have to start somewhere, right? You have to start working somewhere towards supporting your community. Now, very quickly, where are some of the Rise winners today? Many of our Rise winners are joining international universities that you guys have heard of, Ivy League universities such as Yale, Oxford. I know many of you have heard of these universities. So yeah, the Rise program does support you to go to universities of your dream, to study exactly what you want to do, and to support you in uh, funding your project. Now, to apply for Rise, you can go for Rise for the World. You can visit our Amadis social media platforms for all of the upcoming info sessions. I wanted to remind everyone we have an info session from Amadis Lebanon every Thursday at 6:30, every single Thursday from now till the deadline, which is January 25. We have an info session. You can register for it on our social media accounts. If you go to our Instagram, you can find the link in the bio, or you can email us. And to apply for the RISE program, you can scan this barcode. And that's the end of the presentation. Now we're gonna go ahead with a Q&A session, a very quick Q&A session. So we're only gonna have 10 minutes for this. But I want you guys to drop your questions that are related to Elif's experience in that chat box. So I know you guys really want to know more about specifics about applying and the age and stuff like that, but we can cover those in the info session next week. And we also have an info session that has been posted on Facebook that has answers to all of these questions, and we would be happy to answer them later on. But now I want to hear your questions about Elif's experience. If you have any specific questions for her, any general questions about the RISE program, go ahead and drop them in the chat box. Elif, I actually had a question that I've been wanting to ask you. What's next? Like, what does the future timeline look like for you now that you have won, now that you've become a Rise winner? So what are the next steps with you?
So Rise Global Winner Network is an amazing network. We have people from Harvard, Stanford, some people with amazing ideas, startup founders, and the community always interacts, which I really value. Like interaction of the community is very important. And all of the time there are some ideas, startup ideas, and now I'm currently in one of those startups, and we're trying to make education more accessible to the youth. And I believe Rise Global Winner Network really offers you an amazing network. And I really plan to interact with the network more and build onto that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What about university? We were wondering actually what you're planning on studying, where you think you're going to
go. So I'm currently applying for universities at America. And I'm currently writing my applications, hopefully. I'm still waiting for the outcome, so I don't have a specific university to tell you, but we will see.
Amazing.
There are some questions, I believe.
Yes, so we have Elisa is asking about this from the beginning to realizing my purpose. I'm sorry, Elisa, we don't understand your question very well. How to start from the beginning to realize my purpose. Okay. I think Elisa wants to know a little bit more about how you selected this specific passion in mental health. What inspired you to specifically select this project?
So I think what I really suggest Elisa to do is really focus within your community, try to identify the problems you face daily. It can be anything. Like I've seen people donating hundreds, if not thousands, of women hygiene products to the next shelters because they knew that it was a problem. They saw people struggling with it. So you should really pay attention to outside and you should really focus on the problems you have within your community to identify your purpose. What should we talk about in a project? It can be anything. I've seen people choreographing a dance for COVID and being a Rise Global winner. It can be an art project. It can be a science project. It can be a problem that you have within your community. Rise has such a wide range of projects. You should really go check and Rise Global Winners descriptions at risefortheworld.org. So I see Fira's hand is up. Do you have a question?
Yes, go ahead, Faris. Firas, sorry.
Hello.
Firas, can you...
Yes, now I can. Hello, Elif. It was really inspiring what you've said. I really want to know, before joining Rise, what have you in mind when you joined Rise? What were you thinking about joining Rise? Did you thought of winning, or how exactly did you think? And what was your reaction when you won in Rise?
Oh, that's such a great question. When I was joining Rise, I only thought about the community at Discord. Like there was this amazing applicant community. I applied last minute. My friend begged me to apply, so I did. It wasn't actually my project wasn't for Rise. I did something and Rise happened to witness it. I always say it. And when I was applying, I didn't think I would be a winner. I didn't got chosen as a finalist at the first round. They let me know it very, very at the end of finals days. And the interviews went well and I became a Rise winner. When I got the email that says congratulations, I was shaking. Everybody has some reaction videos. You should go check it out. Everybody was shaking and crying because it's such a great opportunity. My reaction wasn't any different. I was shaking and crying as well. I was really happy, I would say. Yeah. There are some questions. Is there any limitations to what our topic could be? No, there isn't. But I really suggest you to focus on niche topic rather than a broad topic. Like people do climate change, but climate change is you don't understand me because you're not good at English. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can speak in Turkish if you know Turkish, but
It's
I know
okay,
only
Elif.
2 languages.
Let me just translate very quickly guys. بدنا نعتذر منكم بس هو البروجرام لحتى تقدموا عليه بدكم تكونوا بتحكوا انجلش، لانه البروجكت اللي بدكم تقدموه بالانجلش كفيديو او كتكست، وبعدين الانترفيو بدكم تعملوها بالانجلش. So it's really important، كثير مهم هلا ان نبلش نشتغل على لغتنا الانجليزيه لحتى نقدر نقدم على البروجرام. يعني unfortunately هلا بهيدي المرحله ما بياخدوا applications بالعربي، الابلكيشن كلها بالانجلش. اوكي وكمان اليف معنا من تركيا. She is from Turkey, so she can only speak English with us today unless someone here speaks Turkish and would like to chat in Turkish. That would be nice.
So I really suggest everyone to really focus on a niche topic rather than a broad topic, like not doing only climate change, but trying to get people take those steps within your community. So
I have Chloe asking if we can present 2 different topics, 2 different projects.
So they should be mentioned in your RISE videos, the 2 different projects, but I don't really suggest that. I would suggest you to focus on one project and really focusing on that and making it a broader subject than it is. Hello, just want to ask if there's a specific link for us to communicate with past RISE winners as to take advice from them about their projects and presentations. So about our projects are online at RISE Global Winners. You can just write RISE Global Winners on the internet. We have our projects on RISE's website. Yes, the link just came. At that link, we explain our projects from our point of view, and I think it's really helpful. I think RISE Global Winners are very active on Instagram. We are all following RISE, so you can check the followers of RISE and see who's winner or who's not, and email us, or you can find us and join. You can really find us from LinkedIn as well. We are all really active on LinkedIn. I'm not active on LinkedIn, but other winners are very active there, and you can message us with any questions you have.
I have someone asking me about the age range, so I'm just finding that for them very quickly. In the meantime, do we have any other questions? What should we talk about?
In your project, if
Talk about some topics that winners did. Elif, do you know any other winners that you know their topics specifically they did? We'd love to hear
I can mention some. One of my friends who became a RISE Global winner, she taught Turkish to refugees for them to integrate with the current society better. I had one other friend who did a book club for people who are blind, especially kids, and it was such a great opportunity for them to, learn about reading with their hands, and she really taught them a lot. How often does the challenge happen? Every year. So every year, right? This is the 2nd year of RISE, which means that it's pretty fresh. Actually, for you, 3rd year. I was the 2nd year winner. We are currently in the 3rd cohort. It happens every year.
So just for those who were asking me about the age, so applying for the 2023 RISE, which is for which the deadline is January 25, 2023, you must be between the age of 15 and 17 as of July 1, which means that you have to be born on or between July 2, 2005 and July 1, 2008. So you have to be born between this date, July 2, 2005 and July 1, 2008. Okay, so this is for the age. Okay.
Also, I want to give another example for topics that winners did. One of the winners did a song about Alzheimer's, and there's a lot of wide range of topics that RISE has. It's not always about your community. It can be something else. It can be a science project. It can be an art project. You can write a poem about it. You can draw a picture. You can do anything for it as long as it makes sense. Yes, Aaron.
Go ahead, Siri.
No, 2 people can. Go ahead.
Okay, hello. We know that you are a Turkish girl. How you develop your language and communicate with the confidence, feelings, or this?
Yeah, so what I did is I watch a lot of American shows or like British shows so that I can grasp language a lot better. I don't open the subtitles so that I can understand English better. I really work on my English a lot. I try to take as many tests as possible. Also, my school is very good at English. I would really strongly encourage you to develop your English skills before becoming a RISE finalist.
In the chat, we have Leah asking if two people can cooperate together.
So Leah asked, can two people cooperate together? Unfortunately, no. You should do your. You can get help from people. Like you can get help at certain points, but RISE doesn't accept group projects. If so, you do a group project. You should only talk about your part in the videos.
We're already out of time, so I'm going to take 2 more questions.
I can hear you, Hind.
You can't hear me?
And now I can hear you. Your microphone was blocked by something else.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was saying we're a bit out of time and we don't want to delay everyone too much. So we're only going to take 2 more questions. Tala is asking, can you please explain more about what the project talks about exactly? So your project, what exactly it talks about? I think they were a bit confused with the topic. So if you can simplify it just a little bit.
So I did a project about minorities' mental health. I gave minorities webinars just like this about mental health, and I sold NFTs, which means like non-fungible tokens on internet for money to raise funds. And with that money, I provided psychological support to the minorities. If you're not fluent in English, does this help me or not? And are there other options? So if you're not fluent in English, finalist days can be hard for you, but they try to accommodate as much as they can. But RISE finalist days are held English. Also, the application process is all English.
And the last question, I was born in April 2005. No, unfortunately, Firas, you won't be able to apply. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Elif. I am sorry if we missed anyone's question. You will be able to ask your question next week in the info session on Thursday, or you can send us an email at, you can always send us an email at lebanon@amideast.org for all of your questions. I'm gonna put the email in the chat box. Sorry.
Thank you everyone for joining us today.